Hi Libra, welcome to your mid-January general love reading. This is your girl, Mermaid Skills Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is a general love reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Libra. This is a general reading, so please keep that in mind to only take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't for someone else who needs to hear that message. Hi cross watchers, you're very welcome here if you're interested in the Libra. Who wouldn't be? I'd like to remind Libra and cross watchers that energy is fluid, and that simply means you may feel like I'm describing a certain situation in the reading where you feel the roles are flipped or reversed, and that's completely okay. You're more than welcome to use your own discretion to flip those roles if that resonates with your specific situation the best. Oh Libra, let's talk about it. First two cards that are drawing my eye is deception, and I was scared to show you the real me. So I do feel, Libra, you're going through right now someone who's just ghosted you, someone who broke up with you, someone who ended it with you, and you're trying to figure out why, because I feel as if you felt everything was pretty well. You guys were exchanging messages, you were texting, you were dating, you were getting to know each other, and then all of a sudden they dip. And speaking of the dip part, I guess the letter D is sticking out to me, as in Daniel, Danielle, first, middle, last, initial. But what Spirit wants you to know is someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So there is someone that didn't want to explain themselves to you, Libra. There's someone that I think they got scared. And you know why? Because we have the I like you card. Someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, want to date, and coffin, which is endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. You know, when we're not very evolved in our emotional maturity, our emotional vulnerability, and someone starts to hit a wound within us that isn't ready to be confronted, isn't ready to be addressed, we flee. And I think that's exactly what this person did. And I really wouldn't take it personally, Libra, because for one thing, I don't think it was on a personal level of anything you did. Another thing, I feel as if they do this to people in general. This may be someone who's very afraid of getting romantically, emotionally involved with people. Maybe they only want to have these romantic flings where it's just physical, it's temporary, but you hit a spot differently, Libra, and that's what shook them. That's what made them scared. But you know what? C'est la vie. And I don't know why I had to say that in French. Maybe someone speaks French or knows French very well. It doesn't have to be the case, of course. But it is what it is. And it's nothing that you can really do to make someone come forward to tell the truth to you. That's not your job or your responsibility. But I hope that this reading gives you the clarity as to why they may have ghosted you, why they may have blocked you or stopped responding to you. You hit a part of them they weren't ready to address, they weren't ready to feel. And even if they're acting like they're moving on, they could care less. They're scared. And I think they're scared to have this connection with you. Will they come back? I don't know. But is it worth it? The coffin's here kind of just saying it's okay to end this, Libra. It's time to dead it. And I hope that this reading will give you further insight as to why that may be the best route for you. Let's go ahead and pull some more cards. So to dive deeper into this, I'm going to ask how they feel about you right now. What do they think of you? What do they like about you? What do they not like about you? What do they like about the connection that they have with you currently? And what do they not like about it? And what are their highest hopes and deepest fears in regards to this connection with you? What are they really hoping is going to happen and unfold? And what are they afraid of? You know what, Libra, for some of you guys, I'm seeing it so clearly. There was something you said, and I don't know if it was something that you were bringing the truth to how you feel, or maybe you were kind of, if you felt like there was deception going on, you kind of called them out in some way. And that's what made them flee, because they felt exposed, they felt vulnerable. You caught them off guard with whatever it was that you told them. And that's why they are trying to disconnect from you, detach from you. you exposed them in some way, in a way that they were very uncomfortable with. And if you were watching as I was kind of describing what I'm going to tell you with the cards, I gave this kind of look. I see the Seven of Swords. Avoidance. They think right now it's better to run and hide and to act like, you know, that they're not afraid, that they're having just like this a self-discovery of wanting to be alone, wanting to be single, always having it that way. They're going to realize that's the hardest way to live. And I'm not saying that you need to have other people in your life to rely on to make you feel better about yourself, but this person doesn't get emotionally involved with anyone, really. And they're so afraid of their emotions. They're so afraid of feeling those emotions that they try to suppress, they try to deny. It really just festers, and it really just grows into something else that is even harder to manage, harder to deal with. You know, it's kind of like when you try to put a Band-Aid on a scar that's infected, or a scratch that's like really wounded or whatever. A Band-Aid isn't going to help that, right? Anyway, bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. Aries energy. You could be dealing with an Aries or someone with strong Aries in their chart. It does not have to be the case. What I feel with this Libra is what I feel they felt exposed and vulnerable by. I almost wonder if you kind of tested them, challenged them to step up in some way, or to be accountable for something, or to be upfront and honest, to own up to something. Others of you, if you're the Emperor card here, I mean, you're starting to be very serious about what it is that you need in your life to feel comfortable, to feel safe. And I do feel that they sense this power from you, Libra, that you are starting to become more comfortable with within yourself. One that doesn't demand, but expects certain things in their love life so they can be the most happiest in. And for you, Libra, people have to match that energy. And that's a completely reasonable expectation. I think that's what someone felt like they couldn't measure up to, simply. There could be an age difference. You could be much older. They could be much older by a few years. It doesn't have to be the case. But with this Emperor card here, there is an opportunity for someone to step up and own up to a mistake, or own up to something that you wanted to get off your mind, off your chest. They weren't ready for it. They were not. So I think, Libra, with this card here, the Emperor, you're getting a stronger sense of this situation than you did before. And I think where you may have beaten yourself up for maybe saying something too soon, or maybe saying it in a way that made them run away, I don't think it's anything that you said more than anything you touched up on. So let's dive in. How they feel about you is the King of Swords. Aquarius energy. Yeah, they feel like they're trying to detach their emotions from you and the whole situation involving you. They're feeling like they have to convince themselves why ghosting you, blocking you, deleting you, unfollowing you on social media was the best course of action. There was some button that you pushed in their system that was setting off alerts. So they're trying to protect themselves, Libra, from getting emotionally involved, from exploring this any further to get hurt. Now, they may feel like you're being King of Swords with them. And that's with whatever conversation you brought up, or any energy you brought up to the forefront of making them feel like they can't hide behind this mask anymore. That they have to be completely, legitimately real and authentic with you, because nothing else was going to fly. So they feel like you were putting pressure on them, and they couldn't take the pressure. Someone does like to wear socks and slide slippers, or socks and sandals. Someone's go-to home type of thing they put on. What they think of this situation, think of you as the Seven of Swords. Aquarius energy again. Strong Aquarius energy here. But they think they're getting away with it. They think that they left in a way that you aren't figuring out, that you shook them a bit, that you startled them a bit, caught them off guard a bit. They think the best way to handle this situation with you is to run from it. Quite simply, quite honestly. With the Seven of Swords, I don't know why I'm feeling this with this card, and it's only going to be for a few of you, but it's coming out for a reason. Someone may be into criminal activity on whatever level that is, if that message is for you. But for others of you, it's just the fact that I think either they got caught doing something by you that you confronted them with, or they weren't ready to face the music. They weren't ready to reveal how they felt about you, which was somewhat emotionally involved. And that's why they thought this was the best course of action. I don't think, though, Libra, that they think this is going to be the nail in the coffin. I do feel as if they think one day you guys could just smooth it over or whatever when tension kind of dies down. I don't know if you're seeing it that way. What they like the most about you is the Sun card. Leo energy. Some of you could have a Leo rising maybe, or Leo Venus. But with this Sun card, I mean, you're a lot of fun to be around. You are someone that lights up the room. You're someone that brings so much positive energy, uplifting energy. You don't like to be pessimistic. You don't like to be around pessimistic people. You shift the energy. You transmute the energy, and you know how to make everyone feel that transmuted energy, that you turn something negative into something so positive. With the Sun card, you may be into a creative type of industry, whether that is art, whether that is photography, modeling, writing, something that expresses your soul very, very well. But yeah, with this Sun card, I think you illuminated something within them that spirit wanted you to illuminate. Some sort of truth, some sort of idea, some sort of belief that if they were to just sit with it and to kind of understand why you were showing this, it would have really advanced them and evolved you, or evolved them, into the same vibration that you're in. Someone likes to wear gold jewelry too. But with this Sun card, yeah, that's what doesn't make sense. And I feel that's why you were kind of so distraught by them leaving or them ghosting or them blocking, is because you really did feel good energy there, and there was. But they feel more comfortable behind a mask than revealing anything else that they feel out of control of. Maybe you guys met last summer in July, June, or August. What they don't like about you is the Fool card. Aries energy, Aquarius energy. Now this is where I think they may have taken something personally that you said, that you did, that you exposed. They may have thought you were a bit careless about it. They may have thought you were trying to play them. You were trying to make a fool out of them or humiliate them in some way. But again, that's more their ego than the truth of the situation, right? But they're afraid to get played by you, Libra. They're afraid to get hurt by you. And they knew you were the one to potentially do that. Now, on the downside of where you're so optimistic, they may think you take things too casually, maybe that you like to joke around a little bit. Maybe you kind of have this thing with people where you kind of roast them, but it's all for jokes. Of course, it's not to hurt anyone's feelings. But they may have been a little bit more sensitive than you thought they were. But for most of you, yeah, with this Fool card, I really do feel as if they were afraid to get played and they thought you were playing them in some sort of way by bringing up a conversation, by saying your truth. They're afraid of humiliation. They're afraid of embarrassment. And for some reason, you triggered that within them, purposely or not purposely. Most likely not. What they like the most about the connection is the Three of Cups. Cancer energy. So, I mean, this kind of correlates with the Sun. You're a lot of fun. Going to parties with, having drinks with, going to brunch. I mean, you're the type of person they could bring around any group of people and you just vibe well. I think you did get along with their friends, and I think their friends did like you. After they met you the first time, they're like, yeah, Libra's cool. Bring Libra next time. I also feel with the Three of Cups, again, a casualty that they're very comfortable with, which maybe was going on in the connection for a while. There was like no strings attached, or for up to a certain period of time, you weren't pressuring them to do any more than just hang out, hook up, date. And they liked it when it was at that very base level of a relationship, but you wanted more, Libra. You don't just want to be someone that is just dating, but nothing can go further than that, or you don't see anywhere going further than that in a serious commitment, in a serious relationship. Someone may like to party, or maybe again, with someone's lifestyle, they like to go out to the bars, to the clubs on the weekends, or maybe someone likes to host house parties. Maybe even a barbecue that I'm seeing that you attended with them or that you hosted, that you guys had a lot of fun at. But again, I think this level of casualty was starting to break down further and further the more they started to like you, Libra. What they don't like about this connection is the Eight of Wands. Sagittarius energy. And with this Eight of Wands, I'm feeling going further. You know, Eight of Wands is that catalyst card that takes it to the next level, that goes to new heights, that wants to do more, wants to go further. And maybe after the casualty kind of started to fade away, after you stopped wanting to be in a very plateau-like of a connection where nothing else was changing, nothing was growing, maybe recently you started adding the pressure a bit. And I feel with this Eight of Wands too, there could have been a distance between the two of you. That was hard for you guys to see each other as often. That could simply be it. Whether it's a few hour drive, different states, maybe even different countries for some of you guys. And maybe the only time you could really interact with each other was through text messages, phone calls, WhatsApp, whatever it is, right? But yeah, I also feel with this Eight of Wands too, that someone was starting to feel limited. Someone was starting to feel like they couldn't just do whatever they wanted when they were with you, or that it was starting to stifle their independence. And maybe that's just an excuse again to not fully confront their fear of vulnerability and their fear of emotional availability. But I do feel with this Eight of Wands overall, what they don't like about the connection is that there was a pressure to do something outside of the comfort zone, outside the comfort level that they weren't willing or ready to do. I wonder if you started to notice too that they were flirting online through social media with other people and you called them out on that. Highest hopes is Nine of Cups in reverse. Pisces energy. What I feel with this, you know, Libra, this feels very unconscious and subconscious at some level. they don't know if they deserve or feel like they can have high vibrating love the way you can give it. The way that they were starting to feel is something that they didn't truly believe could be possible. And that comes from a deep, deep wound, usually from childhood, but it could also be from heartbreak. It could also be from betrayal. But they're hoping that they also didn't miss out by deciding to leave, by deciding to flee. Miss out on the one person that would have given it their all to this connection and be the one person that could have been someone that would have had a significant impact in their life. They're hoping that they didn't miss out on some sort of wish fulfillment that God, Spirit, the universe was trying to give them through you. They almost thought what they could have had for you was too good to be true, or that for you to have such interest in them and for you to not betray them at some point in time would be too good to be true. The deepest fears is the Two of Wands. Aries energy. What I feel with this is that the pull is always going to be there. The chemistry, the attraction, the desire. But with how they settled this and how they dealt with this, their fear is that it's always just going to be from afar. How could you trust them again after them just leaving, blocking, ghosting without any explanation? That's how it kind of feels for a lot of you guys. And for others of you with this Two of Wands, especially with this coffin here that we were kind of touching up on, there's no going back when someone tries to use you like this, or it may not even be using you, but it is disrespectful. Ghosting in general. I get where sometimes you kind of have to do it, especially if you're dealing with narcissistic people, but it doesn't feel like that was the situation. And when it's not like that, it is uncaring. And when someone does you like that, when someone treats you like that, there is no going back. And I always just say that because even in the Rider-Waite-Smith depiction, you see a guy looking over the balcony. Some people say it's a choice card, but I already feel like that person made their choice because they're holding the staff and the world looking forward. And I feel as if their deepest fear is that if they ever did want to come back, return to you, they made the bed and they have to sleep in it because you're on to new ventures, new paths, new romances, new directions, and you wouldn't even think of looking back at this. Not after what they did. All right, Libra, to see what they're likely to do in the upcoming days, weeks. Are they going to come forward? Are they going to apologize? Are they just going to leave it silent and watch you from afar? We're going to go ahead and take this to Vimeo for the extended reading. I'm going to overturn this card here to show you their likely course of action in the very near future and anything else Spirit wants you to know about this connection. So if you'd like to join me for the extended reading, open up the description box and you'll find the link to Vimeo, which will take you to the extended reading. But if this is where we depart, Libra, I really hope that this reading has given you the clarity, insight, healing, guidance that you're looking for in regards to your love life. And if it has, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Libra, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Libra.